हेलो। हेलो चेक।
मैम
जी जी ओके। अब वी आर वेटिंग।
Mr. Sajad, can you hear us?
उनके एंड से हमारे एंड से नहीं है।
हाँ
Please check whether his mic is open or not. It's open?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know why he's not responding to us. Mr. Sajjad, can you hear us? Do we have his number? We can call him and ask him whether he is able to listen to us or not. I think we should go with the system and as soon as it will be.
Assalamualaikum.
Please, you can continue. You have 7 minutes to present your topic.
Assalamualaikum ji. Today I am going to present my research work on the role of students in quality assurance activities, enhancing academic excellence. My name is Malik Sajjad. I am working as office assistant, quality enhancement cell, the University of Haripur. This research work highlights the importance of students' involvement in QA activities, which are important in enhancing academic excellence. As students bring fresh perceptions, promote accountability, and informed decision making. By adopting a student-centric approach, institution can demonstrate a commitment to the excellence. Pakistan, like other countries, is involved to ensuring the quality educations, where higher educations in Pakistan have realized that QA framework can only be successfully implemented when the role of students should not be restricted to only feedback collection. Keeping this in mind, current study aims to explore the active participation of students in QA process while assessing their perceptions, experience, and contribution, which will provide insight for procedure that will ensure academic excellence. This paper seeks the following key questions. What role do students currently play in QA activities? What are the benefits of the involvement? What barriers hinder effective student participations? How can their involvement be enhanced? This research paper, we will use the qualitative approach, and student from the different department of the University of Haripur was contacted, and the data was collected through focus group discussions. For the purpose of data collection, we have interview semi-structured in-depth interviews to 25 to 30 students who are already engaged in QA activities, because the involvement in the activity will aware the students about the giving the correct information related to our topic. Sampling techniques are used. Students who have actively participated in QA activities such as feedback survey, program review, and we try to contact those students who are in third above semester to collect the accurate data from the student. students to follow the experience with QA activities, the challenges they face, and the recommendation for improvement. But two more um, highlighted here. One, the sample size was small, so the result of the studies cannot be generalized. Second, from the student may social disability affecting the reliability of the resources. In quality assurance activity improves learning outcome and teaching effectiveness. Students provide unique insight into course delivery, instructional feedback, and institutional facilities. In quality assurance, the sense of shared responsibility among students for academic excellence. Incorporating transparency, feedback, sharing institutions' policies, accreditation, and strategic planning. Responsibility, biases in feedback, and lack of meaningful student involvement and effectiveness. To the success of few activities in higher education, usually insight coupled with the vested interest in the quality of education, made them eligible for academic excellence.
You have to be fast because only 1 or 2 minutes are left. Maximum 2, not more than that.
Okay, madam. Recommend students have active participation in quality assurance activity, improving learning outcome and teaching. So it is just that there should be where the students are involved for the decision making and their voices can be used for the policy making and to use the student to increase the uh, excellence for academic. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Muhammad Basim Bari, Assistant Professor, Lahore Business School, to please come over here to present his talk on bridging the gap, strengthening industry-academia collaboration for future ready graduates in Pakistan.
माइक ऑन कीजिए.
No. The topic relevant to the conference, I feel is very, very interesting. But before I starting the presentation, I would like to say two things. One regarding the quality and other one is regarding the assurance. I believe that quality is a belief. What to believe, that is a point, number one. And second one is assurance. Assurance is a trust which provides by your regulators, your seniors, your managers. So if we are following the two things which is belief and trust, I think so from last 24 hours and listening regarding the stakeholders,
So वो mic use कर दीजिए.
internal and external stakeholders. So I think so the most important thing that is a belief, and that is a really problem which we are facing these days in universities especially, and then in the colleges as well. So today topic is bridging the gap, strengthening industry academia collaboration for future ready graduates in Pakistan. I have very short and concise presentation as we have 7 minutes. Okay. First of all, there are three important aspects regarding the presentation topic. One is the global shift. As we know that AI and automation redefine the job market. So we have to understand the importance of AI and automation, and we need to left the traditional market scenarios understanding, and we follow the AI tools and their strategies to achieve the better results. Second one is the local landscape. 40% of graduates need extra training. So as per FCCU report 2023, our curriculum and our all trainings are not sufficient to achieve the needs of the market. Third one is the collaboration. We are also facing the problem of skills deficit as we see in the industry. The industry requires different kind of skill sets, and we as academia offering some sort of the practical aspect. So we need to understand this one also. The other one is academia, industry academia gap. First one is current challenges. First one is overemphasize on practical knowledge. Our curricula, as we review our curriculum, we can see more than 90% syllabus only based on the lecture, 50 slides, and just discussion. There's nothing to learn practically. So this is the one big problem which is not required by the industry. Second one, 60% see curricula as misaligned, which is not as per need of the industry. Third one is economic growth. Skills gap reduction could boost GDP by 2.5%. If we can reduce the gap of skills which is between the academia and industry, we can increase the GDP of Pakistan by 2.5%. So what are the key challenges? First one is communication. I believe that in Pakistan, the academia and industry, the leaders of academia and the leaders of the industry are not accepting each other by their hearts. They believe that it's okay. They are also talk about that, but I think so they are not ready because I have 15 years experience from the industry, and last 4 to 5 years I am serving in the academia. So I really understand the picture of both sides. So I think we need to increase the communication channels and flow in the communication. Second one is the curriculum. Limited input in programs. Usually in the board of studies and board of faculties, we invite the representatives from the academia, from the industry. But we know that all those people are just come here, just join the meetings and some sort of talks. Not a real initiatives are there. Third one is the financial. Limited funds for joint initiatives. Definitely, when we have trust gap between industry and academia, that's why the industry is not much interested to invest the different projects and not interested to take on the different initiatives. That's why we are also facing this kind of problem and the gap is increasing. So I will do some research, qualitative and quantitative nature, and collect some data from different sources. And we have some findings, then conclusions. So basic thing deficit is practical training. There is a gap in practical training and communication in the academia. Second one is investment in training. Companies invest in on the job training. When they hire the employees, when they hire the students, they start to give training. But if we want to get a ready-made product from the academia, the industry need to invest in the universities, the premium in the colleges. That's why this way we can get a finished product from the academia and they will be ready to serve to the industry. Third one is employment rate. Collaborative programs can increase employment by 30%. If we are focusing the key areas of training and development, definitely our job market can increase and employment can increase also. Opportunities, design of courses with industry feedback can shrink the gap. Definitely, if we will focus the real need of the industry and academia will deliver the product which is a real need of the industry, that this way we can reduce the gap between the academia and industry and job market will be better more. Here is a proposed framework for strengthening the collaboration with the 4 points: integrated communication platforms, curriculum overhaul, deficit, funding and support, and government incentives. If we follow these 4 areas where the industry is involved, academia is involved, government is involved, so these 3 key stakeholders can change the scenario and reduce the gap between academia and the industry as well. So what are the strategies for higher education institutions? First one is modernizing the curricula. Second one is industry collaboration. And third one is facility development. And the last one is infrastructure upgrade. So because I belong to the business school, I must want to say here that when we are hiring the faculty for some specific department, we must provide them the experience of the relevant industry. Otherwise, our teacher will be stand on the other side of the industry and there will be a gap and will stay for the long time. So it is very important. So strategies for the industry partners, what they can do: active academic participation. They should not just join the meetings, they actively participate, gain the trust, and also regularly visit the academia. Joint R&D initiatives, there must be teams and projects between the academia and the industry, so we can work on real areas of research and we can find something better for the community, for the students, and for the industry. Third one is structured feedback. Industry and academia should provide proper, reasonable, logical feedback to each other, and curricula should increase. So, what are the initiatives by the government can take? First one is introducing incentives, tax rebates, grants and joint products, regulatory support, and economic benefits. So this is the way government can help to reduce this kind of gap. So this is the conclusion. All these things which we have already talked about it. I think so. It's a little effort to present the gap between academia and industry and what the problems really students are facing while getting the jobs in the market. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad. The question answer session is in the end. Now I invite Mr. Shahid bin Zahid, Research Scholar, IBA Karachi. His topic is gap analysis for the implementation of education 4. Is Mr. Shahid over here? I don't think he is here. So I request Dr. Muhammad Shoaib to please come for the presentation, and he is Chairperson, Department of Sociology, University of Gujarat. His title of talk is Virtual Classrooms and Academic Performance of the Students in Higher Education during COVID-19 outbreak. So please come.
Good afternoon. I am Rakesh and I am going to present the role of virtual classroom during COVID-19 pandemic in the context of academic performance of the students. My presentation has been based on the following outline. I am going to present the study context, problem statement, significance, objectives, and future implications of the study. The introduction of the study has been based on as COVID-19 pandemic has been outbreak in Wuhan, city of China in December 2019, and all the educational activities have been transformed into an online mode in April 2020. However, monitoring and the challenges of virtual classroom and assessment has been faced by many educational institutions in all over the world, and Pakistan has no exemption. In this regard, there are several studies have been conducted in the global south and global north. In developed world, remote literature has been available, but in the developing context, there is scarcity of literature. Hence, this study has been designed to examine the academic performance of the students in the context of virtual classroom during the COVID-19 pandemic. The objectives are designed as this study has been examined. This study has been designed to evaluate the academic performance of the students through virtual classroom during COVID-19. In this study, we have reviewed 86 research published documents in a peer-reviewed international and national journals, and based on this, we have formulated the following conceptual framework. In this following conceptual framework, you can see here there are three independent variables: fear of infection, social distancing, and the social isolation. We have used two path variables: the challenges of virtual environment, monitoring and assessment issues. However, we have used only one dependent variable that is named as core academic performance of the student, and the intervening variable is named as lack of curricular and co-curricular activities, as well as the concern of the data and method. We have conducted a quantitative study at Hafiz campus. The students of BS 4 years of the unit of analysis and proportionate random sampling technique has been used. However, as well as the concern of calculation of sample size determination, we have used the sample size determination formula Taro Yamlin that is given by in 1957. Small n is equal to capital N that is named as population, and E is the margin of error. And the total sample size was calculated as 1,106. A cross-sectional study has been conducted using structured questionnaire, and pilot testing has been done from randomly selected 30 students, and the value of Cronbach alpha that was ranging from 0.700 and above. The overall value here you can see that in social sciences it has been accepted as 0.077, but the overall value is 0.924. That is highly acceptable in social sciences. We have used MS Excel to enter data, SPSS to analyze data, Statistica has been used to confirm the factor of analysis, and the both has been used to measure the direct and indirect effects of the model. You can see as structure equation modeling technique, and univariate, bivariate, and multivariate analysis has been done. The results and key findings here, you can see all the variables, descriptive statistics, the range, minimum, maximum, and standard deviation variance has been provided here. Here are the Pearson correlation statistical charts. The data was normally distributed, and so we move toward the Pearson correlation statistical chart. As for this table, you can see here all the values of R, Pearson R, the weak positive and moderate positive correlation between all the variables. Here you can see the regression results of regression waves. You can see the value of P that is showing the confirmation of direct effects of the independent variable on the dependent variable. Here you can see that all the three variables, fear of infection, social distancing, and social isolation are directly affecting the challenges of virtual classroom and monitoring and assessment issues in the higher education. Here you can also see the fear of infection, social distancing, and social isolation has also been affecting directly to the poor academic performance of the student. However, these three variables are also indirectly predicting the poor academic performance of the student. You can also see the result of an indirect effect of this model. The study concludes that social distancing, social isolation, and fear of infection has direct and indirect effects on the academic performance of the students, as well as the concern of future implications of this study. We can recommend that educational institutions should take mitigation measures to ensure quality education for the students during such crisis in the future. I am also interested to add one thing more. During COVID-19 pandemic, our students face different types of internet connectivity issues, electronic gadgets, and many more that are not faced by the developed countries of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Is there someone who has to present the oral presentation over here? So what's your name? Sir, are you giving the presentation over here? Okay. Our next presenter will be Mr. Zululan Khan, Director QAC, City University of Science and Information Technology, Peshawar. His title is Bridging the Gap, the role of industry and employer correlation in higher education, quality assurance.
sir. बहुत ज्यादा प्रश्न
पर आप क्रॉस हो गए डेट वाला
हम ट्रैक कर दें यहाँ से ऊपर कौन हो रहा है यार
My name is Dr. Zululan. I'm currently serving the University of Science and Information Technology as Director QAC and as also associated with the academia and as associate professor. The area that highlights the importance of the academia and as well as in the industry is the bridging the gap between industry and employer collaboration in higher education. The role of the quality assurance. As we all know that this is a very key area, one of the prosperous areas that needs to be give the attention in the third world country or in a developing country. This is a very important issue that we need to work and that we need to talk about. What are the things it's basically
can you see
so we have chosen the quantitative based study because we have not selected the quantitative method. We have and the major respondents were the industry people and the academia professors, and from the industry, the managers and the key players who work in the area of the industry.
Rapidly evolving job market demands, new skills, industry expectations often outpace academia. Academic curricula celebration is essential to enhance higher education quality and graduate employability. This is one of the major areas that needs to be given the importance, that is the graduate employability. Nowadays, the FCC is also review and also has given the new framework, primarily related with the premium. And we have mentioned a lot of work related with the employability. Our students is facing a lot of issues related with when they get the job after the graduation to get the job. They are facing so many issues and they are confused. In some of the cases, in some of the interviews with the students, we get the feedback from the students that in the third semester or in the fourth semester, they don't even finalize their specialization, or they even uncertain about their education, and they have the kind of the concern related with this case, the key area that is the graduate employability, and it needs to be addressed and it needs to be focused. The challenge is the rapid technological advancements and shifting industry landscapes mean that higher education institutions often struggle to keep curricular aligned with market demand. Why it matters is without strong celebration, graduates may enter the workforce with outdated knowledge and insufficient practical skills. Key premise is the strong partnerships between HCI and HCI are essential for maintaining relevance, quality, and employability outcomes of higher education programs. Key challenges in Pakistan is lack of regular industry feedback on curricula. There are some of the areas, there are some of the educational sectors in Pakistan, they are working on the curricula, but still there is a need to work on these areas and still there is a need to improve these areas. A limited internship and placement opportunities, weak culture of collaborative research and innovation, slow adaptation of emerging technology in classrooms, minimal involvement of employees in quality reviews. I need to explain this area further in the part of the presentation. The role of the QA, quality assurance, is very important and pivotal to create a link between industry and the academy. Problems in Pakistan, a significant disconnect exists between higher education institutions and industry, resulting in graduates who often lack the practical skills, market awareness, and employability competency required by the employer. Despite efforts by the Higher Education Commission to implement quality assurance framework and outcome-based education of the curriculum development, internships, research, celebrations, and graduate assessments remain limited and inconsistent. This I earlier explained that this is the key area. This gap hinders the relevance, quality, competitiveness of higher education programs, ultimately affecting the country's workforce, readiness, and economic growth. To identify the key gaps and challenging, these are the research objectives in aligning the academic programs with industry requirements and market demands to assess the role of industry and employer involvement in higher education quality assurance process, including curriculum development, internship, graduate employability, and accreditation. To explore best practices and successful models of industry academia collaboration in both local and international context. These are the research questions. What is the current level of collaboration between higher education institutions and industry in Pakistan? What are the key challenges and gaps in aligning higher education programs with the skills and competencies? To what extent are employers and industry partners involved in higher education quality assurance processes, such as curriculum development, internships, graduate assessment, and education in Pakistan? I can, due to the time constraints, I can just give you some block of the results and some give you my key points. These are some highlights that the soft skills, the technical skills required, and these are some of the models required, these are benefits, and then the results which we expect from the interviews are from the meetings with the different managers. The limited industry academia collaboration exists. This area is needs to be strengthened. Mismatch between academic programs and market demand. Minimum industry involvement of in the key in quality assurance process. Key challenges is the policy, resources, and mutual trust. Then further move on. These are some of the results we collect from the interviews. Lack of formal policy and incentives. Managers have given the very frequent, and overall is still very frequent. That means the challenges that meets the area that is required more focus on these areas. Weak communication and networking, academic resistance change, financial and resource constraints are the other areas. The gap between academic knowledge and industry expectations is a critical challenge. Institutions that embrace these partnerships will be better positioned to meet future workforce demand and national economic goals. Proactive collaboration between HCIs and employers enhances education quality, program relevance, and graduate employment. Some of the areas that needs to be addressed is the collaborative research, curriculum alignment, secondary development programs, and internship support programs. In these areas, the quality assurance department can be work on the international accreditations like AACSB in the business management and some other international accreditations to strengthen the employability of their graduates. This is one of the areas that our universities, our areas is lacking, and we need to address these areas and improve our HEIs in these areas. So this is the established regular industry academia dialogue, include employers in accreditations and review processes, encourage interdisciplinary industry-led projects, develop outcome-based education framework aligned with job market needs. So these are some of my highlights and some of the areas that I work on this area to contribute some of the part from my in education. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I saw many people entering the room. Is there some other presenter who has to present the presentation today? Any other presenter present today? Who has to present? Okay, if there is no other presenter, we will be moving to the question answer session. I will request the presenter to answer the question as soon as the person is going to ask you. Who wants to start with the question?
Role of people in improving the industry collaboration. I think this is a big because I personally believe that this is one area which needs to be given a lot of attention. So my question to the presenters is that have you done any such study or is there any suggestions to HEC? Because I have written a very long email to HEC for this. So if we can join hands together, I'm sure that we can bring this industrial collaboration could be improved. So any presenter could answer my question, please.
Dr. Vasim.
Thank you very much. Actually, I believe that there should be no fee in the university. I think so. The students will come in the university or institute, and they should work with the teachers. They produce the goods like the Department of Chemistry should make the soap, washing soaps, and other things as well. And marketing department should sell. Finance department should manage the things. So this way, I think so all departments are belong to real life. So I believe that all departments should work for the industry and industry should pay the benefits to the academia. This way, our students will work actually 16 or 17 or, and they will, when they will get graduated, they will be real skilled workers, not just a fresh student. So I think so, a complete model I have already suggested in my research papers, but we know that the HEC is not very much interested in our suggestions, but we are trying again and again.
Thank you, Dr. Vasim. Next question. Who wants to ask the next question?
My name is Dr. Naveed Ahmed, and I am currently associated with the National College of Arts, Lahore. I have one question with the Dr. Zuluran and one question from with the Dr. Vasim Bari. So starting with the Dr. Zuluran, I want to understand one thing with respect to your topic. I think so. You mentioned in the topic the relationship between the industry and employer. So, can you please distinguish these two elements? I think so. These are considered to be same, employer or industry. So, on which basis we distinguish these two? Actually, the topic is based on the industry and academia relationship. And the statement is based, explain that the industry, the people, and employer is basically who is employing the people, who is basically in the process of to recruit the people from the academia, from the HEI. So the major, if we talk about both are the same thing, both are the same things, but particularly when we are talking about, so industry is basically, I have taken as a large group, and employer are the part of that industry group who has chosen to explain in the context that what they are need in terms of the employability, what managers is actually are looking to the graduates and what they are seeing as far as the skills is concerned. So we have why the statement is given in the research title industry and employer is we bifurcate employer as a managers as the people who are in the part of the recruitment, and we the focus of the industry is that the skills is required in that specific industry, like in the computer science that the people are needed in the IT, in the AI and these areas, in the management sciences the people are also need. Are specifically the people are going on these industries, so they need to be analytics or the other areas. So in this term, we bifurcate in a bit areas. However, you are very right. These are two of the same things and these things, but in terms of the bifurcation and going on the classification, so we have chosen it and we try to explore it. There is still need to address more areas. And to address this area, like I explained it to you that the quality assurance can play a very important role because nowadays, if you're talking about employability, so our graduates is lacking due to the international exposure. Our graduates is not getting jobs internationally because of the if I'm talking about my area is management science. So my graduates is not getting into that international jobs due to the lack of this AACSB accreditation. So the quality assurance needs to focus on this. So this can be linked to the industry, and for the employer is linked with the skills which is required, which we can expect from the student. So this is the slide bifurcation. I can explain it to you. So thank you.
Alright. Now I request again Dr. Naveen to ask question to Dr. Vaseem because he asked two questions. Maybe the second question is not very clear. Please repeat your question.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vinay, for this explanation. Dr. Vaseem, your topic is very interesting. That is basically the industry academia gap. So don't you think that the employability skills of the students, and in addition to this, ethical values for the students are also important for the industry, and specifically for getting the good job at initial level. So what do you think about these two aspects with respect to your research? Thank you very much, Dr. Naveed. I think so. The universities try their best up to their level to give ethics, standard, policy, some rules, sometimes act as like a regulator. But I think so. The most important role regarding the students' development, that is the teacher. I think so the teachers can play a very important role to train them, the students, how they behave while acting and working during the industry, you know. So the students usually did not properly learn the ethical issues and how they behave while working in the industry and how they should follow the system. I think so. ITC, also the universities and especially the teachers need to work and design some more better way for the betterment of the ethical values and the principles. I think so.
Anyone else who wants to ask some question?
My name is Asif Saeed Haider and I'm from University of Management and Technology, Lahore. My question is about the industry and academia linkages. One of my colleagues said that they are not accepting each other by heart. I think industry and academia are complementing each other. Universities are set up, built to produce the output for the industry. And industry has to absorb the students which are produced from the universities. So they are both part and parcel. We cannot say that they are not together. They are actually on the same page and they're together and they work together, you know. I just wanted to understand for our knowledge and for the audience that what are the factors which are deterring the industry and academia to accept each other by heart? Whether it is the perception of the university, whether it is the quality of the student, which vary, or what are the other social, factors which are not, connecting the industry and academia together. Because our success lies in the student and academia linkages as well as university linkages. So now we are not only talking about the local industry, now we are moving into a global era. So we have to look into it that our graduates not only be accepted by the local industry or nationally or locally, they should be so competent that they should be hired by the international and MNCs also. So looking at this very strong relationship between the two entities, what is the lacking factor actually in your studies? I would like to ask, and anybody can answer it, whoever has appropriate answer for this question.
I can only address the last part of your discussion, that how can we improve the employability of our graduate. I explained it that we need to focus on the internationalization. We need to focus on those areas where the international people can compete. That, as I explained to you, that the AACHB is one of the international accreditations, and for the employability in the business graduate, this is one of the demand, this is one of the areas. Second important thing that we need to, our government needs to plan in terms of that they can strengthen their linkages, or they can strengthen their role. Specifically, I must say that the HEC can play a very important role in this regard, that they can link with the international people, they can make a link with the areas through which they can uh, give values to the graduates of the Pakistan. So these are some of the areas that needs to be addressed, that needs to be strengthened. So through which our graduates can be more acceptable for international. That, like the India is emerging in the area of the Middle East, in the area of the European countries. So we can also go on these avenues. We can also focus on these avenues. Without the support of the government, without the support of the industries, we cannot all alone, the quality assurance or the academia cannot strengthen the employability. So I must say that these are the areas. And the students currently are focusing on the micro credentials, and through their micro credentials, they are also getting a good, reasonable employability in the international market as well. So this area can also be strengthened, and the focus can be on the campus Coursera. Through these techniques can also be strengthened the employability of the graduates. Thank you very much.
If somebody wants to add something, they can please give it to them.
This is Dr. Marvin. I can answer the two questions. First one question is the practical application in the context of teacher and student. In Pakistan, Higher Education Commission has developed undergrad and grad policy 2023. And in that policy, the curricula of 3 credit are internship experiences and fieldwork, and the 3 credit are been linked with the capstone project. All students of every degree program have to spend at least 6 to 8 weeks in the industry. Otherwise, they cannot get the degree from any institution in Pakistan. Number one. Number two. Our most of the degrees are accredited at international level. Our government is trying, our Education Commission has also been trying. I am engaged with the number of organizations like Migration Resource Center, SSBU Pakistan, and many more, which are working on safe migration in Pakistan. Because I am working at the University of Gujarat, and that is the hub of illegal migrants that those are moving from Pakistan to EU and many more countries. Our doctors are mostly working in America, Canada, and Australia. Degree from Pakistan. Our most of the engineers and the Toyota diploma holders are working in the Middle East, as these degrees and diplomas are internationally recognized. As well as the concern of the students of business, science, and social sciences, these students have to complete 1 year international master program in any university abroad, and they can again perform their job and get achievements from those countries. And they are also serving in several countries in the world. Thank you so much.
Now I invite the panel chair for the concluding remarks.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for this couple of presentations. Not all of them were exhaustive, but that gave us more time for a discussion. It was a pleasure to observe the different approaches that you have taken. I was not sure when it comes to information whether the topic itself, the bigger topic of the session, was taken as a key, let's say, part of some of your interventions, because we're trying to also find a way, maybe that's an also idea for some for the second step, on what a certain aspects of already your well-done finding at the beginning would be then transmitted into the practice of quality assurance. But I think the approach that you've taken in reaching out to the industry and reaching out to the employers and the academia. So first of all, mapping the relation without this QA jargon is something that I was referring to, that asking employers directly about quality assurance is not the best way to start, right? So we are actually wondering that if you wish to continue with the research and then transfer it to what that can mean for quality assurance, because that was at least the diagnosis this year. We don't have yet, I guess, the clear results yet. We're still in the assessment process, but definitely we appreciate the transparency of presentation, keeping the time and the relevance for the topic. When it comes to just from for the point of interest, and maybe that would be something to look on. We are currently focusing on the very similar issue in the revision of ESGs, because we've seen that the relevance of stakeholder involvement, in particular the third mission, relevance to the economy, to the industry as well, is missing in many QA practices, because ESGs, as they are now in European context, are focusing on learning and teaching. First, it's directly mentioned, it's learning and teaching. So we are now wondering if, how and where to expand a bit on those points, how quality assurance systems can do that. And I think the direction is that we will be heading towards expecting from institutions that they will demonstrate the way how they collaborate with industry in their strategy, in description of the approach. Because as you know, this is not per se that the external quality assurance is checking this relations. It's to check whether you have an approach to have this outreach, and then the autonomy of institutions make it. I don't think I have more remarks when it comes to individual statements, individual presentation. We will have a consultation with Mr. Naumann here and carry on further with assessment. But this session was very pleasurable and I think very relevant for quality assurance. Thank you.
We're really thankful to the chair and co-chair over here because they were marking very minutely. I know the form was very lengthy, so thanks a lot for doing it. And we are really thankful to all the oral presenters, those who have presented online or in person. There was one presentation online, 3 were in person. And now I invite them one by one to have their certificates. First of all, I request the chair and co-chair to please come and sit. Then I invite Dr. Mohammed Wasim Bari to please come forward for his certificate. By Mr. Gunray Khan. Okay. Okay, please come here, please. Dr. Gunray Khan. I'm sorry, it's not written on the page. Now I invite Dr. Mohammed Shoaib. really thankful to all the audience sitting over here for your patience and listening carefully. Thank you. The tea will be served.
Better one close with annual general meeting will be 4:30 to 5:30 in today.
Please just wait, just wait. How do you take the mic?
Mike.
Okay, okay. Sir,
Anyone who is sitting here, they are. They are requested to come back to the same room at 4:30. We will be having our annual general meeting here. Thank you very much.
please, let's go.
मैम को तो करा दो ऊपर ही दे दे